Hello, welcome to Monday evening coffee, number 223, maybe? I realised I've got some junk in the background, but we also can't get the fridge. I'll come here. There we are, here I am. Hello, thanks for coming along on this Monday evening. I wasn't able to do the stream yesterday because I was in the Midlands. I'm in the Midlands now. I was visiting my parents, so I was over there, and their internet's very, very old school. It's almost dial-up over there. So, so I decided not, as I did try and stream there once, and it was a disaster. So I thought it'll be an excuse not to do it. But I do have lots to talk about, so it wasn't a week where I just, cut it off and went, we'll do a rollover. It's still going to be a show. Pretty tired, but not as tired as I have been. The topics today, we've got me versus the Perrys. Dun dun dun. Book haul. What books has Annie picked up? Maybe show. I can't remember if this is the one with the autofocus. Oh, it is a little bit. It's not bad. It's not bad. I may have some casts to show you, and also some treasure that I found at Mum's, as that's what usually happens. Finding some treasure. Just ruffle these. I know I'm disappearing. I'll come back here. I need to get an actual setup here, shouldn't I? Because I do stream here quite a lot now. I could put some cool things up here. Hey, thank you all for coming along. It's exciting. Whoa, just moving all these cables. And if I put that down a bit, you'll get more of me. Ooh, or more of the drying racks and poles and stuff. I do not have a coffee this eve, as I've drank a lot of coffee today. So I have a nice juice, nice refreshing squash. Right, where to start? It's the last 24 hours of a Kickstarter. I haven't even linked it in this stream, and I haven't checked it. So let's have a little look what it's at. I did check it a little while ago, but I haven't been obsessively checking it. Oh, nice. Let's have a little look at the. Got to log in. So this is the live. My friend Chris has a Kickstarter on it as well, which I'll look up at the moment. It's not grape juice plus, it really is just juice. I could fancy a wine or something, actually. Let me just peep here. Oh yeah, I think I've shown you before, but just in case there was any doubt that the behind the scenes of a Kickstarter is any good, that's what it looks like, right? So when you're on the menu, you can't actually see the thing and you can't scroll across it. It's terrible. It's so terrible. So I need to go to dashboard. The wine is crusty. It is too fermented. Let's look on the dashboard. It's going really well, especially as it was a very last minute plan. Who have we had? I'm in the time now where it kind of goes up and down. Touch wood, haven't had many cancellations yet. I'm in the superstition zone. So near the end of a Kickstarter, you get a bit worried to do an update, because then if you do an update, you always get cancellations straight away, because it's like people have gone, you know what, I've got other things to buy. But if you keep quiet, when the money comes out, that's a trick. That's a trick a lot of people do. So I have had a few more people since I looked, so welcome. Have you all backed? Have you done your backing? It's been pretty good. Again, I'm jinxing it for not having many dropouts. We had like one today, and that's like pretty much been it. What have I got here? Hey, we've got Dave Corley, who has done some sculpting. He's done some very nice sculpts for the Kickstarter. Oh yeah, I could talk about that as well. It's a little list, but I'm not going to write on a book, because I can talk about the Kev sculpts. And who is this man, David Corley? How is he involved? So we could talk about that. If I forget, just remind me. I do need a squash because I'm very dehydrated. I ate too many pickled onion Monster Munch. That's what happened. Right, where do I begin? So I'll talk in depth about the Kickstarter, but I'll get through some of the other topics first. So, firstly, in the Yorkshire Gamers head-to-heads World Cup thing, annihilated Footsore. Didn't really, I won by a bit. But then I do believe I had the the most difficult matchups than anyone in this. It's random, but I got footsore, which was I knew when I saw it. I thought, well, let's go a tough one. And then I got the Perrys, and I thought, hey, bloody miniatures beat Warlord, so maybe. But I think the Perrys have got a lot more love. There's a lot of more love for Perrys still. So I had no illusions that I was going to win, but I had a little bit, maybe. And what happened is probably the best possible outcome. So the Perrys did beat me, but they have been around a very long time, and they are living legends. So of all the people I was going through the list going, is there anyone I'd be happy to be beaten by? Just the Perrys. So of all the people to be beaten, being beaten by the Perrys is the one. But what I really liked about it is that someone said earlier what the numbers were. It was something like 300 to 400, somewhere around that. So the fact that so many people voted for us is immense. And I said in a musical term, it'd be a bit like going against the Beatles and being some like newcomer person with guitar, and they're like, oh, he'd run against the Beatles. And as I have been saying through Gritted Teeth, it is just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. But I'm glad I'm out. I'm glad I'm out because I don't have to look at it anymore. But yeah, being beat by the Perrys, but getting a good amount of votes has actually been really affirming. There, Carl says 325 to 429. Yeah, that's just really nice. So it is lovely that people like what we do that much. To give them a bit of a run for their money, I think. Maybe they'll be panicking a bit now. Be like, no, she's coming for us. I don't think they even use Facebook. I'm sure they're not aware of it in any way. But that was nice. It was nice. And I didn't get that many bad comments this time. I only saw a few. So that was quite nice. And I used it as an excuse to post in the Yorkshire Gamer group and say, if you haven't heard of me, because sometimes in those polls, you just vote for the one you've heard of. You don't know who the other people are, so I vote for that. I did see one saying my sculpts weren't very good, so I went in to see the Yorkshire Gamer group and went, here some pictures of a sculpt that is new, and got some nice comments there as well. And went, you might not know, you might have heard of us, maybe you saw some of the very first minis, or you've seen some just the odd bit from afar. But here we are. Here is an example of the level, and I think my sculptors are on par with Perry's. So there. Dun, dun, dun. But they don't make blocks of Napoleonics, and that's always going to be a winner, isn't it? So yeah, it's me talking about how I don't even care for a while. But yeah, that was nice. It was strangely affirming. I liked it. And if I'd lost to someone where I thought my minis are way better than theirs, I'd have been like, ugh. But no, Blackberries is good. So thank you for the voting. As Simon says, there's 2 of them, so the score should be half. That's what I said, but apparently not. So yeah, that was nice. So thanks everyone. That was giving me a little thumbs up. But I'm also glad to be out of it because I did get really obsessed in the first round at checking it. Well, not so much in Perry's because I just went, they're going to trounce me, so it was fine. But a few more rounds, I think, would probably have killed me. So it's good to be out, and on a high as well, because it's like it's not like you got beaten by the McLosers or anything. That's not a. I just thought there's nobody called Muck something that I've now. It was just a made-up name. It's a made-up name. I'm slightly concerned because I saw a video on TikTok earlier, and it said don't drink forward, and because you can see like the teeth when you do it. And I don't know if you can. I think I'm okay. I think the colour of the thing is okay. There'd probably be an extra thing if you saw like every time I drank. And this is McLuhan's and Minis are crying now. Yes. So where else? What have we got? The week. I've not been in a great mood, but the Kickstarter kind of gave me this new reason to be. It gave me a nice little boost, and the fact that it's gone so well. I did do it as a bit of a short-term cash flow thing, because I think I said last week that I want to get some real movement on with the World War II but just cash flow as a little business is always, it's like that. Way. But it's fine as long as you plan it and budget correctly and don't get into various moments of panic. So I thought, okay, let's do a Kickstarter. I was not planning it. So because I hadn't planned it, I was kind of like, we'll see where it goes. But I'm really happy with it. It's kind of blowing me away a bit because there wasn't really any build up or anything. I only got the link like the day before. What's going on with this? Bouffant, come on, Bouffant hair. What are you doing? But that's better. That's better now. Yeah, I just, as one that's just kind of like, Kickstarter anyone? It's really, really, really happy with it. There aren't any more stretch. So we've unlocked all the stretch goals. There aren't any more. I was getting a bit tempted. I'm like, no, it's good. I need the money. So I don't want to get more and go, I'll just spend some more. So some of the sculptors are a bit like, I could do some more sculpts for you. Like, nope, it is paying for these. It's paying for these to go into production. Anything left, got quite a few bills. Anything left after those bills is going to go to getting the next bunch of World War II blanks sculpted because I really want to make some progress on those. So it all feeds back. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you're like, oh, I'm not into your fantasy, but maybe there's one in there you like, do it, and then it'll help. And also, if there's just anything on the website, I've had quite a few restocks lately, including the Cappy Cannon. So if you're wanting the Cappy Cannon, go get one. Even the Mushroom Forest's back in stock. Yeah. So I'll be showing those around. I could have brought those sculpts because I still haven't shipped them to the caster. But I've got some metal that will no doubt fail to focus, but let's find out. Let's go and see. I'm surprised the pigs haven't started going, what? Yay, Colin's painting Athena, great mini. She has also come back into stock today. Let's see, this is one of the trackers. Let's see if we can see her. Come on, little cheeky focus. Of course not. No, this is the one that doesn't focus. So the cat is the phone. When I'm using the phone, it lets me focus. But yeah, look, she's cool. So I now have master casts of the all of them, apart from the last two. I've got master cast, and I've actually got, are these production? I've got production of some, but not all of them, which is mad. So this, I might be going, other than the first My Last Sunrise Kickstarter, I might be going for one of the fastest Kickstarters shipped ever. My Last Sunrise could never be repeated. It was so fast. But this is going to be really fast. So something I want to do, not for cash flow reasons at all, just because I'm really efficient, is to put the pledge manager straight out. So it finishes tomorrow, 8 p.m. By the way, if you've no idea, it's called Definitely Not Damsels 2. If you put, or just put Bad Squiddo Kickstarter into the Googleator, it'll come up. So it's going to finish this time tomorrow. And then at some point Wednesday, I'll wait till Wednesday to do the woohoo, thanks guys update. And in that update is going to be the pledge manager. Not everyone will get their link because there's always a few people whose payment bounces. So you're not getting your link until then. But as soon as the Kickstarter finishes, it takes your cash. So I don't get it, but it's taken it. They've got it in the Never Zone. Which is enough that I can then give you your voucher and put you to the shop where you can pay for the shipping. And then if there's anything else you want to add in, including Grimdark, maybe you want some Grimdark bones. I've actually got some in stock for a change. Not tons, so I would recommend that, or just go get one now. Go get them. Go. The pots of dirt and bones, they're in stock. If you want to add anything else on, you'll be able to do that from tomorrow. Da-na-na. And then it's just as soon as I get the stuff in. I'm not doing stickers or anything. I will be doing the cards because every one of our Kickstarters has had the little thank you card. So I'll do one of those. But other than that, it's just going to get out there. So because it's funded, they have begun, the casters have begun making the production molds, which is wild. But that's you seeing it in action, because I couldn't afford the production molds when all these sculpts arrived last week, and I went, when am I going to release these? They were sat here ready to be with you, but I can't get those production molds paid for. So that's what the Kickstarter has done, and it's got some more figures into production that may not have been. I've got to talk to you about some of the scenics, as well as Dave Corley. What? Kev White. What? So it funded very quickly. Again, I've been really blown away, and it always feels really just. I'm not playing with them. I've got them here, and I've just been going, I'll hold your spear for you. Thank you. They Kickstarter professionalism. But yes, I've got them all down here. I've got you. Oh, the Dragonkin. Hello, Draconid family. I wasn't sure about the copyright, and the internet didn't seem to know. And I'm not going to do an entire range. She says this now of Draconid folk, so I went for Draconid. You know what that means. What's on you? So we've got the little chum. Again, you're not going to really see them, but proof that they exist. Because some of the photos are a bit blurry on the Kickstarter as well, because they're just some of the sculpt photos. Because I wasn't intending anyone to see them until the minis were painted. So I appreciate that you having faith that they're going to be good as well. Here's the Dragonkin, Draconid lot. So it's these two and the little baby Drake. Look at them. Again, there's no point me doing that, because it's so blurry. We are blurry. Ooh. But they're there. So I can't remember which cast these are, whether they're production or master, but either way, boom, I think they're master. And they were shell mates. Look at that. Yes. So we've got all of these. Let me not put you over there. So the fact that they have been cast is great. There's not going to be time, obviously, to get them painted before the end of the show. Of the Kickstarter being less than 24 hours now. But I've got John's painted 3 of them, and I've got him to ship them. I haven't checked. Oh no, he has shipped them. He did message. So John, Mystic Spirals Minis, has shipped them, and they're going to arrive tomorrow, pre-1. So that means I can take, because I haven't been able to take many photos of the minis in situ for this, because I've only got, I think, the other 3 of them painted. And one of them's a barmaid, and I don't know if she's a bit sexy for brand. She needs to be with her friend for some context. But I could photograph her because I really like her. But I get worried of people going, oh, she's lost her way. She's done a sexy mini. I'm like, but she is a sexy barmaid, but that is fighting all of the what's the word? The punters. So you can't quite see it, but her mate here, oh no, this one, her mate is one of my favorites. I don't know what it is. It's the simplicity of her. It's just really lovely. But yeah, the 2 of them are the old librarian trying to work out if they want a gang or a party. Party. They're saving party. But anything's good. So yeah. So it means tomorrow I get a chance to take a few more photos with some more of the minis. We've got the Snake Peoples and the one of the crones with the little robin. Oh yeah, in that latest poll, lots of people were talking about how lovely the casting was. Yes, because I think I said that I've spoke to other companies before about it, and some companies where they've kind of gone, they've admitted to me that their casting's not that great. And I've said, but doesn't that bother you? And they say, but no one's ever mentioned it. So I'm like, but they've never mentioned that they're good either. And they went, oh no, but no one's complained. So, and that was relatively early on when I was kind of figuring out who to go for casting. I'm like, but I don't want that. So now, well, for many years now, in the position where people go, your casting's really good. And I just like, oh, yes, filled with glee. And I do forget because I'm pretty much handling my minis all the time. I occasionally get someone else's. Sometimes they're very good. I'm not saying I'm like I am especially good, but not that everyone sucks. But a lot do suck, and I get it, and I go, ooh, what's that? So we got, oh, Jill, go and get your Friday pint, pint and stream. We do have the barmaids in case you cause any trouble. She's drawing a sword there. Jez was impressed I put the name of the casters in the Kickstarter. I do put them in every Kickstarter. CMA, CSL, who are in Birmingham, and they are the absolute heart of Bad Squiddo. They are amazing, and I'm very grateful for them because they make the minis really good. Because you can have a really nice sculpt, and then you can give it to a crappy caster, and it looks terrific. So yeah, I have a lot of love for them. They are ace. So, as well as these metals, again, I've just got them in a bag, so you can't really see them. Yes, statuesque casts are very good. They're in my people who are good. I've just got to Buffont this kind of bit like. They're in my people whose casts look very impressive. I haven't bought from them in a long time actually, but I've seen. Well, I used to stock them and they were very good. But I see those cloth puppets put on Twitter, and I can't look at minis as normal anymore. So whenever I meet a mate and they go, "Oh, I bought this," and I'll kind of like, they'll go, "Oh, look at this," and immediately I'm just like looking for mold lines and looking at the way it's been sculpted. I'm like, oh, I haven't actually appreciated it for a thing. But I've seen quite a lot of people buy those cloth goblins, and I've been eyeing them up, and I'm like, yes, they are very clean casts, so that is good. So I've got also very clean resins. So some of the older Ristal sculpts, if Ristal is watching this, we're not getting rid of you. Some of the older ones that we bought from Ristal's when it was Ristal's Extraordinary Market, some of them are on quite chunky sprues, quite chunky sprues that can be harder to get things off. And we like putting them on little tabs. So we were going to sort of jimmy them around a bit, but because some of those we didn't get the original sculpts, we got sort of what's the word, master casts of them. We can't quite like plink it off. So to get them more efficient, because there's a lot of resin on those big chunky bits, we kind of had to slice it up. And Ristal's not sculpting at the moment, but he should come back, son. Come on. We got Becky, who's been doing some work for us and adding to the range. We've got to keep it alive. Becky's sculpted some from new. So we've actually got new mushrooms. So then it means that instead of paying to get the same things that have sold for quite some time remolded, and then people go, yeah, but we've already got them. I go, but you don't have these. So these are the new pumpkins. Again, there's no point me properly showing you, but you can see we have to mix. We have some clusters this time as well. So there's like a little cluster. There's a pair. Some of them have got the little faces on. Becky's sculpting fits really well with Ristal's. They all complement each other, and they're just really nice. So you can currently buy both, but the first ones are going to be discontinued. Though I am tempted to see what I can scrape, because I was looking at them. I'm like, I do really love them. I love the new ones, but I'm like, fucking rescue some of them. So some of the older packs that are being discontinued, the sculpts aren't particularly being discontinued because we've started making these sort of multi-packs of bits of things. So if you got the spooky set from the Google pack, you'll see what I mean, where you kind of get a bit of different packs. So some exist as that. So there's a bit of a mix. Because I don't want things to be gone forever. But then some things just aren't. Pumpkins are good, but some things aren't. If they're not big sellers, or they're something that's proper weird, at the moment, it's not worth paying for a new mold when the mold runs out. But if I've got a few bits, and then they can go in, get a new life for something else. So we've done this with the books as well, because some of the books were quite hard to get off the sprue. So I will show you what she's done with the books. It is Becky Gallo of Rolltex. Jill says, "Are the mushrooms not coming back?" They are. I've not forgotten. I've just been very behind at getting some things restocked. But the mushrooms are an absolute winner. I love them. We've got the big mushrooms back. The little ones are currently being cast, but they will be coming back. They're not. They're all of the bestsellers, especially at shows. People really like them at shows. So the books are now sprued like this. Again, you can't fully see. And I don't want to take them off because I've been using it for photographs. And this is just how they come. Done no sort of scraping or anything, but you don't need to because look how cool they are. Gel does not fear. Excellent. That's what we want. But the way the sprues go, you just plink them off. So it's just like plink, plink, plink. And there's lots of closed books, which means that you can add little piles. You do get a pile. Whee! Little pile of books, but you can add little piles. You can scatter them all over the place, and there's an open one. Look at that, so small. But there's also bigger ones, as I've seen lots of those big. Oh no! What happened to you? I didn't look after it right. I need to check that and the others. Check that's not a weak point. But there is a candle, but there's a little bit there that's fell off, so I need to double check that. I think it's because I crammed it into my small bag. So we've got some big open books. Hey, we've got Paul, we've got Mr. Hicks along. We've got, but that one's on some little bones. So yeah, we've got the books and the pumpkins, and you might not have seen them because it's all about the badass fighty ladies, but there's some cool little scenics in there as well. I do seem to get quite a lot of people when I do the evening ones. Maybe I'll mix it up a little bit. I saw that Mr. Hicks was at We Have Ways Fest, which I was pondering going to, right? I looked into it, not as a trader. I wanted to, Jez was looking for a shrine sculpt. Try Fenris Games. They do lots of weirdy shrine things and lots of very nice things. I'm just going to have a little drink. It's very hot. So We Have Ways Fest is the We Have Ways podcast. It's a World War II festival, which is odd when you say that. But it's a very literature heavy. So there's lots of talks over, I think, 2 days. So loads of big World War II authors are there, and there are quite a lot of women authors as well. And you can camp there too. But I didn't know anyone going. I haven't figured out how to. I haven't figured out how to get there. So I could. It says public transport, but it says the nearest train station. But then it doesn't say how you get from the train station. Because I had a lot of other things on, I kind of went, I'll see for next year. But if anyone wants an Annie to come along next year, because I wasn't sure I didn't really want to camp on my own in a field of loads of men. But I kind of like the idea of camping. So if I was with somebody, it'd be fine, or in like a little same area, or if someone was staying in like a nearby B&B that could take me in. But, you know, get Annie to We Have Ways next year. Because there were people I knew there, just because it's algorithms. When I'd kind of done a shout out, I think people had just kind of missed it. There were a couple of people that sort of there. But anyway, I sort of knew well enough to go, could I hang out with you? So I'd like to go next year because it did look quite good. I had a few reservations, which I will talk to you, Paul, about. I wasn't sure. My review was, I don't know if it looks a bit too Clarkson-y. That was my... Because I went to that harbour at war thing, and it left me with a bit of a weird, like, glorifying war feel, rather than let's all be enthusiasts that are interested in the geeky element. It was very much, yay, the war, and a bit too many of the bad flags. And it was just a bit like, and there's a bit of the whole, like, we really wish we could go back to the 40s where things weren't diverse. So that's given me a bit of a reservation on some of the sort of World War II events. But lots of people I really like have said it was good, but then I don't know if they're coming at from a different angle because of being middle-aged men, which is where I get into one of my holes on these shows. We're going, no problem with middle-aged men, but you experience things differently. So I don't know if me as a lone woman would have the same experience, but it does look really nice. And it did look like there were lots of people that'd be really friendly. But yeah, somewhere like that where I was kind of on my own, but like, I don't know how to approach people. Because when you're a woman on your own at somewhere that's very man, if you kind of just start chatting to people, they think you're chatting them up. and either in a way that they're like, well, hello, or it's like, can you not? I'm married. And like, no, I just wanted to say hello. I also like the bofers, you know. So I get kind of awkward in those situations because yeah, I'm just some like lone lady at the World War II fest. Like, well, hello. So that's always one of the things that I overthink probably as well. But also not, because those sort of misunderstandings have happened quite a lot in my life. So yeah, I thought if I was kind of at least with some people, then they could be like, there, that man's daughter is asking about the SOE. Then it's less awkward, and it shouldn't be, but it's just human nature. So they were my reservations, which hopefully other people will go, that makes sense. Look at that copper tape. Porix, we shall talk. Just adopt. Can you adopt me into your family, please? Copper tape. That's for the slugs. Destroying my plants, but I also don't want to harm them, so I've just been copper taping around. I looked at the glam thing and I went, "Oh, that's a really good price." And then I realised you had to get the ticket on top. And I'm like, "Oh no!" But I could put my little bivvy bag on the side. No indoor slugs. Luckily, one of my old houses had a lot of slugs at night. They mostly came at night. And it was very odd because it was back when I was younger and used to go out partying quite a lot. I know, and I'd only ever see them when I was really drunk. So I used to come in because they'd come, say, like 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. or something, because normally be asleep, but I'd come in drunk and there'd be these massive slugs everywhere. And for some reason, I always pictured them with like a monocle and top hat, and I'd kind of come in and go, "Good evening, sir. Sorry to bother you. Just coming through your realm." But I don't have indoor slugs currently. As much as they were very, very fancy gentlemen, gentlemen slugs. Yeah, can't talk to the slugs too much because they might think you're chatting them up. This is a thing. It's a whole thing. I spoke to other people about it that are lone women. That it can be extra awkward because yeah, people are like, "You're there to home wreck." Like, no, I just want to talk about war. Jill, so the kid brought a snail into the library last week. We had to have a wee chat about not letting it read the books by sliming all over them. Oh, but they did want to read. Just put a bit of cling film. Cling film on it. So I've got all these wonderful sculpts onto the thing proper. I forgot. Katie used to get them coming in through the cat flap. We did have a cat flap at the house, but I'm sure we sealed it. They just appeared. They'd appear in like the living room. I don't know how they. I don't know. Let me have a sip, and then I will talk to you about these sculpts, these extra sculpts. Debraceleted while I've been doing that. Oh no, Carlbergs did not have a good time at the Yorkshire War time experience. There was one at Sherwood recently, and I saw the pictures on Twitter and went, "Uh-oh, oops." So yeah, some of them do the events well, others not so well. On that sort of front, the We Have Ways Festa seemed very, very good on that. It was a shame Harbour at War because they did have all those policies. They got there and then went, "Oh, no, they're not." So the last two that were unlocked in the Kickstarter, going back to fantasy for a moment, we're talking about slugs now. Sluggies, indoor slugs. Never had indoor snails because the slugs can squish, can't they? Blur. What was I saying? Sculpts. So many years ago, like 8, might have been 8 years ago, I bought some half sculpts from Kev White because he used to do these occasional clear outs on Facebook on his Hassle Frisian page. And it was kind of like things he'd abandoned or just kind of like where he had all these, and there were various levels of sculpts. So some were pretty much done, others were armatures, and he'd just sell them just to clear his desk. So at the time, I bought 2 sculpts that were like, Dave can help with my percentage. I think one was like 85% complete, and the other maybe like 75% complete. So they're all a lot of detail, and they kind of needed hair, hands, and some of the clothing finished off. But I've had these sculpts for years, And I kept thinking I need to get someone to finish them. And I didn't know quite how to like get someone to finish. And it's a weird thing to ask a sculptor. It's like, can you finish someone else's work? Because yeah, you all sculpt in a different style and all this. But Dave Corley, had impressed me with his sculpting, and I asked Dave to do it, but Dave had quite a lot of other things in the queue, so he's had them for a while, and it just so happened that their completion lined up with this Kickstarter, and they are lovely. So we've got Shani the Berserker. I can't show you, but in the next tab you can have a little look. And we have Crystal the Dwarf Princess, and they're lovely. They are absolutely lovely. And I apologise, Dave, as I have been shouting Kev White everywhere because it gets people's attention. But your work on it has been really lovely and as good as. So you should be really proud that you're on par with someone with a very good name, although you are getting a very good name for yourself as well. So there, look, I am nice. I am nice. I haven't been going, get those sculpts finished, Dave. I'm running out of time. And they're really nice. The detail is lovely. And they do, once, like, you can kind of see where the differences are because Dave's used a lighter putty. But once you get the sculpts, you'd never be like, ew, two people have sculpted these. So we used a bit of dialogue back and forth, and got those two finished, and they're lovely. Crystal she's got a bit of boob armor, but that was how Kev had sculpted. And I thought, well, we could have someone. So I've made her backstory that she's she's a princess, and she's went and bought the stuff. And she really wants to go out and fight, but she hasn't got any fighting experience. But she looks really cool because she basically bought LARP gear. But she hasn't really got out there, but she's very stubborn. So I thought that's a really good character. And something Dave did, he changed the face up a little bit. He made her a bit sort of chubbier here, and I really like it. It just works really well. Daniel's off to bed. Bye. Bye. Yeah, I hope everyone has a week of normal temperatures. I hope so, because keep doing this. It looks cool when it's like this, though. But then just the heat just melts it back down. Bouffant. Now it just goes frizz, bouffant. I actually got my hair stuck in a fly trap. I haven't told Andy this yet, actually. I don't know if he's still watching. I got my hair stuck in a fly trap at my mum's. One of those ones where you get like the cartridge and you pull it out and it's all slimy and full of like super glue or something. I saw it and said, you're all going to get your hair stuck on those. And then I went to look out the window, got it stuck, and it was quite the shenanigan to get that out. But anyway, where was I? So we've got those two sculpts that have been very popular, and I have been going and going, Kev White, everyone! Kev White! Also Dave. Because he has a lot of collectors. So if we get people that are like, oh no, I can't buy any more Kev White sculpts because he's doing digital things at Warhammer, then you can get these. I'm being very careful to get they were sculpted quite a while ago. He's not been doing them under the table or anything. There's probably evidence on the page, actually. I could find the pictures of the when he was selling them off. And I'm really chuffed that they just work as really nice sculpts. And it gets fresh Kevs out there at a time where fresh Kevs are unattainable. So that's also nice. On the same front, Fenris Games has just received stock from Forge of Ice, who is one of our friends. I haven't paused to go friends. I was going to say friendly companies, but people that are in the really cool gang. There's like the really cool gang that I kind of like what they do. If you like them, that's fine. And then the companies. It'll be in the memoirs. But Alex Forge of Ice is in the like, yeah, we love Forge of Ice. And Dave sculpts quite a lot for those. So the latest that Ian at Fenris, who is also in the super, super nice friend circle, he imports the Forge of Ice stuff. And as Dave said, I sculpted things for Forge of Ice that Kev has sculpted ladies to sit on. Yes, the those sexy naked ladies that he did a while back. Dave did this the throne, and now there is a very cool wall armor with a sexy lady on top. But again, you can't tell. It's not like, oh, these are very different styles. I went into my voice then. um, they just work really well. So if you're also like, dang, where can I get more Dave Corley Kev White crossovers? Weirdly enough, just now at Fenris. And she's a lovely figure. Really nice. Okay, Dave says, I've done about 5 sculpts that have Kev parts now. There we are. You're the go-to guy. If anyone finds half sculpted Kevs down the sofa, I will send them to you. So that's been really nice. So yeah, if you see anyone that's like, oh, I wish I could get more Kev White sculpts, also Dave, then send them here. And I can't wait to see those painted up. It's really nice. The original parts of the Kev sculpts are in, I don't know if it's just old green stuff, but you can kind of get brown stuff. Joe uses it quite a lot, Snurg. I don't know if he's here. Hi, Snurg. But it can be quite hard to photograph because you can't get the depth and stuff. So I'm really excited to see them when they're either in silver or painted up. So that'd be really cool. If you haven't backed the Kickstarter, I'll know. Let me look. I'll know. Has it gone up at all? Does my talking lost followers? Come on. Yeah, went up by $5. Yes, it was one of you. Thank you. I can't say who for legal reasons, but thank you. Woo! What was the one you went for in that? If you wish to reveal yourself. So yes, that's all been ace. Kickstarter is still on for another. Oh God, we're 40 minutes in. It's good when I'm in a nice mood, though, isn't it? I'm very, very today. So what have I got? Other things. It was Katie Walker. Did you go for a particular mini there? Whilst I was at Mum's, so I went there for the weekend because I've been in a bit of a mental health crisis, as one would politely call it. And I thought I need to just go somewhere else. And I like going somewhere else, but I got no money, so I go to my parents. But I actually got to catch up with a whole bunch, not all, but a whole bunch of my brothers and their partners and kids and all this, and that's really nice. But I also brought the laptop, and I did quite a bit of work. But I did also work and hang out and just kind of sit about and go, Mom, make me a cup of tea, and that I think has done me a world of good. So I was also, Mum always finds treasure. And I was talking to Andy about my prowess as a, let me just move this stuff, as a miniature painter. And he didn't believe me because I don't paint very much now. And he said, what painting experience do you have? And we were going through my trophy rack, as you do. And I couldn't find many painting ones. I said, I've got more. I've got certificates, but I don't know what happened to them. Ha ha! Here we go. Although they're all third places, but I still count it. These were from the same event. Well, it was many events in one. Best appearance, 2013. There you go. So when I'm judging at, I need to get to that as well. When I'm judging at GriffCon at the weekend, be like, this girl got third place at Blood and Glory 2013. I do have some best painted trophies, don't I? But these were all from an event, and I must have put them somewhere. Mum had dug them out, so I'm going to put them up now. It was like Andy had summoned them. Another third place best appearance. That was in the 500 points there. But I also got best appearance in the 1200 points. But third best, and it was only third best because people were no missed to it. And then another third best painted, best painted skill and best appearance, which I always think they should have, because I never feel I'm the best painted. There's always better technical painter, but just kind of fun, I think. Get them up all my thirds and my spoons up. There's a whole bunch. I should put them in my office. They're kind of tucked away over here on my glory days. But there you are. I will be judging painting at GriffCon on somewhere Friday or Saturday. So I'll be in Harlow. I've got 3 weekends. I think I mentioned this in the last week. 3 weekends of things up here. So I should get a trophy for completing 3 weekends in a row. technically 4, seeing as the parents, because it's still a trip. Friday and Saturday, GriffCon at Harlow. Have a look. There's stuff going on. I'll be doing my talk that I've totally written already, and not will be doing the night before. Called Historical Wargaming with Women. Kind of an intro. It's going to be a bit of an intro and friendly. And I keep meaning to do a post, but I want to do a Bad Squiddo meetup after that, mostly to get Bad Squiddo people to watch, and then they can all say, yes, that was wonderful, Annie, afterwards. And I'm like, oh no. So if you're about Saturday, Harlow, do it. So that's what's coming up, and you'll be like, wow, I know that she's good at painting now. She has all these third place thingies. I do have first, I swear. Yes, Jill won the Spring Clean Challenge on tabletop. Is that Island? That's the only mini rated thing, but that's very good. That's very good. Simon's looking forward to GriffCon. GriffCon. I got, whilst I was at the old parents, they live near Market Harbour, which I have learned is a hive for bookshops. So I've got a book hall. The 2 in particular, although I've learned there's an independent one called Quinn's that does gaming stuff. I did not know that existed. The 2 main halls were from the Oxfam bookshop, and I can't remember the other one. I think it's like British Heart. I think the British Heart one's better. So I did my usual, any books about women, and it's things that I may do nothing with at the moment, but they go into the analogy of into the wine cellar, so that when the time is right, they can be plucked out and read. Although this is made, it's got a stain. It's got a ketchup on it or something. This has gone to the top because obviously Resistance is the next project. But yeah, I found that. Nuns Who Defied the Nazis. Some World War II nuns. Look at them, they've got their flapping everywhere. They mean business. So I may skim my way through that, because some nuns, Resistance nuns, that's amazing. And you can turn that into some scenarios, which is partly what I will be talking about at the show. So that's got to the top. Fanny and Snella that I know nothing about, but it was in the window and I went, ooh. As are obviously femme in appearance. This is the young men who shot Victorian England. I've had a bit of a look through it, and it's one of those where, because I haven't had a proper read, it's hard to know if they were trans or because there's that term. Yeah, so in the term it was female impersonator, because they used to be male impersonators. So I'm not sure exactly anything else about them, but apparently they were very what's the word? Influential in, what is it? 19th century London. Yes, in April 1870, the flamboyantly dressed Miss Fanny Park and Miss Stella Bolton are causing a stir in the Strand Theatre as they lavishly ogle gentlemen in the stalls. Moments later, they are led away by the police. What follows is a scandal that will shock and titillate Victorian England in equal measure. So I do like a bit of scandal and titillation. So it'll be interesting to find out more about these. Anything to do with gender and history is interesting. Gender and current, to be fair. I got this, which I already have. Laura says, have you visited here yet? What is here? This book, which I already have, but I figured it's probably, I don't know if it's rare, but it was $2.50 in Oxfam. So I thought, well, I'm getting a second copy. Because it's a good book. I might send it to Alan, because he's been getting into reading, and these memoirs they're heartbreaking and interesting at the same time. This is a good one, so I think I'm going to send it to Alan. Have I done a stream since I went out with Alan? I haven't, have I? Have I? When did I see Alan? Tuesday. I haven't talked about my trip to Leeds with Alan. Yeah. So here we go. What we got? Covent Garden ladies. Some more scandal. We got 1757, down and out Irish poet, sticker over it. The head waiter at Shakespeare's Head Tavern in Covent Garden and a celebrated London courtesan became bound together by publication of a little book, Harris List of Covent Garden Ladies. This salacious work detailing the names and specialities of the capital's sex workers became one of the 18th century's most scandalous bestsellers. So it's about that. The modern and visceral narrative, Hayley Rubenhold reveals the story behind Harris's List of Covent Garden Ladies and the legion of ordinary women whose lives in the sex trade history has chosen to ignore. So again, another interesting one. I got Big Sister, Little Sister, Red Sister. I've seen quite a few books about these ladies and I know nothing about them. Laura says Astley Book Farm. I'm going to forget that. I've got nowhere to write it. I'm not going to write it on a... Send me what have I got? Oh, no, I'm going to write it on this box. No, I can't write it on the box. Look what you've done. I can write it on this. Hey, it's on a bit of paper. Astley Book Farm. I'm coming for you. Astley Book Farm. And Laura Peters. A book farm? Gonna look you up. The three most famous sisters in China, as the country battled seismic transformations, these three women left an indelible mark on history. Takes on a sweeping journey from exiles' quarters in Japan and Berlin to secret meeting rooms in Moscow and the compounds of the communist elite in Beijing to the corridors of power in democratic Taiwan. By turns intimate and epic, Zhong Chang reveals the lives of three extraordinary women who helped shape 20th century China. So that's not on the current list, but again, when the time is right. I'm just building up this wicked library. Jill says, have you read Fighters in the Shadows? I don't think I have. I'm going to write that down also. Look at this. I'm getting suggestions. In the Shadows. Could wobble it. Robert Gildy. I don't think I have, so I'll look that up. The last one I got, which was even more, because like there's some things you expect to see. So like in secondhand bookshops and stuff, you always get like Land Army books, maybe like quite a lot of World War II. But there's other things where and I've had a lot of books now, so there's a lot of where I'm like, got it. Like Alison Weir, is it Weir? Is that how you pronounce it? But yeah, and they went got, and then there's stuff where I'm like, oh, damn rebel bitches, the women of the 45. What on earth? £3.50. A totally fresh approach to the history of the last Jacobite rising by telling the fascinating stories of the many women caught up in the events of 45 to 46. Female support for the Stuart cause was significant. Hundreds of women actively involved on both sides. They gave money and hospitality, acted as spies, and raised men for Prince Charles's army. Some stood shoulder to shoulder with their husbands, fathers, and brothers. Others acted in direct opposition to them. The government of the day feared these women. 18 of the most prominent were arrested after the rising failed and endured varying periods of captivity. Some grim things. And one famous exception, historians have ignored female participation in the 45. This book aims to address the balance. Drawn from many original documents and letters, the stories which emerge of the women and their men are often touching, occasionally light-hearted, and always very human. So again, like, something I know nothing about. There are lots of things I know nothing about, but with the aid of all these books, I will be learned. I feel like I've spoken about meeting up with Alan, but I don't think I did. Because that was Tuesday. Tuesday I met up with Alan in Leeds, and then on the way back, I was like, oh, I might have a day off tomorrow. I'm really sleepy. And I went, oh, I'm launching a Kickstarter. Whoops, I cannot. I mentioned I was going to. That was it. So yes, Tuesday is the last topic. If anyone's thinking, God, I need to go. Go in. I met up with Alan Marsh, who is one of the main sculptors. So Alan and Shane are like, between them have done most of the range. And Bristol. But when we're talking figures, lady figures, they kind of done most of that. Whereas Bristol's done most of the scenics. So he lives quite north. So Leeds is quite a handy mid-ground. I might as well meet up at the armories. So we had quite a lot of projects to go over, future work and all this sort of stuff. And I like meeting people when I have the option. I like to meet people face to face when there's a lot to go over as well. Much better than I think phone calls. I get a bit. They're okay. Text. I always read it that everyone hates me. So you know when you read things in just like the most plain English, like I don't know about that. And then I forget, like Alan's got a very northern accent, so it's hard to translate. You know, when yeah, like reading accents when you read things that are typed. So occasionally it's nice. It's nice to like go a bit further and go meet somebody. So we had such a nice time last time at the armories. We went there. We had various meetings across various cafe tables. Including one point, I got all of the painted gunny pets set. I don't know if Pandemonium Minis Paul is here, but he painted them. He's painted some demo sets for gunny pets on the resins. Again, more projects we're working on, and they look so good. So I was showing Alan for some context because he sculpted the bunny copter, and we'll be sculpting more of these crazy animals in vehicles. And we're talking about when that project's going to be and all that sort of stuff. So there's got a lot on. And then we went around and we looked at various weapons of the things that we were going to be making. So a little bit of research together there. So it was really nice. Again, it's nice to just chat and sort of bounce ideas. And a few of the talks, and they were talking about different way you hold various guns and things. And we kind of look at each other like, do that. That's a sculpt. They do. I've said before, I love the armories. They do lots of really good talks. So we saw, because we had a lot to chat about and a lot to look around as well. We didn't do all the talks. We did what's it called? Like the art of flower, the Spanish, I can't remember. Sword fighting. It's that book that's like, this is how you sword fight. So there's some fun demos of that. And then we went to 2 gun demos, Guns of the West and Guns of D-Day. So we got lots of demos. It was so busy, which was good. I obviously like it when I get my own personal museum. So we didn't get to chat to the people. I didn't really get to hold anything, but there was loads of kids there, and I thought, I don't want to. I'll let them. I've been here plenty of times, and they were all really hyped, and that's really cool. So it was lovely to see it busy. So I kind of left them to it. And yeah, we just went round. I've got the boat again. The boat from the station to the armory is amazing. Yes, Fior, is it? That one. Jez knows these things. So yeah, I had a lovely day. Even though it was the day before launching a Kickstarter, I have crammed it in lately. But it was awesome. And really good to see Alan. And we were there for a long day as well. Just going around and yeah, chatting, going, oh yeah, and that. And then yeah, going, oh, you sculpted one of those. And then I'm having a little look at them. And that was really good for morale as well. And the Kickstarter's been really good for morale. And morale is really good. So my morale's got a lot better. I was feeling a bit like defeated a bit recently. Still not quite there, but this is really helping. I think once I get that, getting the pledge manager out like the day after the Kickstarter finish is going to be pretty legendary, as they say. They're nearing the end, but I've got an endless supply of sweet peas. These ones are. I tried sugar this time. Apparently, sugar or salt helps keep them. Some did, but there's a good haul. But there's loads of them. They're doing it all. So just moving that. So I think that's all. I've got 2 scenic sets that I'm going to try and squeeze one of them into the. I have the spooky scenery. I'm going to try and get this photograph tomorrow and be added in so you can see what you get. It's an ancient battlefield set. So again, it's bits of different packs. The other one, I don't think we're going to get a photo before the end, the other fantasy set. Because Louis at CMA is terrible at taking photos, but he never watched these, so we won't see it. But they'll be there in the pledge manager. Oh no, I can't because the pledge manager's Wednesday. Oops. I'll sort something out. I'll just say wait if you want that. Also, even though it's going to be really quick, I'm aware it's the 22nd. It'll be 23rd, 24th when the pledge manager's out. don't feel like you have to do it immediately, because if you want to wait till payday and add some more things in, I wouldn't protest that at all. So that's it. That's a lot of chat. It's an hour of chat, but there's a lot to chat about. Sorry, Jill, your sweet peas did not come out, but next year. It's sweet pea like topia around here. I got a lot of them, so some had to come out. I'm just looking at my plants now. I'm gonna need to water some of them. I know. Whew. So yeah, been pretty good. So again, if you haven't looked at the Kickstarter, there is no link. Of course, it's not a link, but I might put one in afterwards for the late viewers. But look up, because that's sweat. Come look at Definitely Not Damsels 2, and yeah, it'd be lovely. Thanks, if this is your first time here, Colin, as well. Thank you very much. Just always get to get a fresh one in. Hopefully you've had a nice time. The chat is always lovely. The people in the chat are really nice. Don't tell them. What have we got? Yeah, awesome. So just reading now, going, oh. So yeah, there is lots. And I think because last week I was like, there is lots, and this week I'm like, there is lots, and that is good. There are so many projects on the go, and so much things. There's so many things. I might have to put some of the other things forward, because I can't even say all of the things I'm doing. But it's awesome. Oh, Librarian's back. Yes, thank you. Yes, yeah. Good check. Gonna check, judge. Hang on. Can't go till then. Check. Yes. Thank you. It does make such a big difference. All these and it sounds really cliched, and I keep saying it, but it does. Like, these big guys, the big G-dubs and stuff. They're getting their billions in, but once this is like everyone who backs or buys anything, I'm always like, yeah, and it does make a huge difference. And this Kickstarter is like really helpful at getting all the other projects done, as well as getting these on the table. And I'm going to get the rest of them over to John. I might send some to Paul Ashby. I think Squiddo Games have been stealing him, using him up. But I'll get some more of these painted, so you can see them in the full color. Because again, some of the photos are a little blurry and sculpts. Thank you. I just don't want to go. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So yay, thank you. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you again soon. Will it be this Sunday? It will. I'll have just come back from GriffCon. So I will see you this Sunday. So there's not that long to wait. So thank you very much. Bye. With the button. Can never click the button. There. Oh, way. Bye.